Investigating a crime on board a cruise ship is pretty tough, thanks to the thousands of suspects packed cheek to jowl aboard what basically amounts a floating hotel. And that's part of why it took the police months to make an arrest after teen cheerleader Anna Kepner was found dead aboard a Carnival cruise ship last November. According to police, Kepner had been sexually assaulted and asphyxiated. And we are now learning how investigators were able to narrow down the thousands of suspects on board that ship to just one: Kepner's stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, who was only 16 years old at the time of her alleged murder. And that is thanks to a recently released federal transcript of testimony given by one of the FBI agents investigating this case. It is in it, Agent Andrew Del Valle said that Anna's phone was missing when her body was discovered on November 8th. And when agents went to look for it, nowhere to be found. Del Valle testified that the agents then decided to check the lost and found for the missing phone, and there it was. But the phone had been seriously damaged. Its screen was smashed, and a crew member testified that it had been found in a garbage can before being put in the lost and found. Now, Del Valle, this agent, says that in spite of the damage, investigators were able to download information from the phone that showed them how and when it went from Anna's cabin to a trash can all the way on the other side of the ship. Armed with that information, Agent Del Valle claimed that investigators were able to look at surveillance footage to see who had been with that missing phone. And they claim they saw Anna's stepbrother spending 22 seconds next to the trash can where it was eventually found. Now, Agent Del Valle says that when that surveillance cameras caught Hudson, or allegedly caught him returning to his cabin, Anna's phone was still connected to a router by the trash can, which may have indicated to the feds that it was likely the stepbrother who ditched that phone. Police finally took Hudson into custody in early February. He's currently being charged as an adult with murder, aggravated sexual assault. If convicted of both crimes, he could face not one, but 2 life sentences. Joining me to take a closer look at this, to make sense of it, the host of Crime Fix on Law and Crime, my good friend, my colleague, Angenette Levy. Always good to see you. How big a deal is this? How big of a piece of evidence is this?
Thanks for having me, Jesse. I think it's a really critical, big piece of evidence. And what I think is so interesting about this, if you read through that transcript, the agent said, and really it was a proffer offered by the prosecutor, the assistant U.S. attorney, and then he adopted it, but he answered a number of questions on cross-examination about this. Those cameras don't capture Timothy, putting the phone into the trash can, but they capture him and his route that he took from that cabin that morning all the way to the area of that trash can. And that is why they believe that he disposed of it in that trash can. Also, it's connecting, your phone, when you're walking around with your Apple phone or any type of phone and it's connected to Wi-Fi, it bounces off those routers, as you mentioned. So it's a really big deal. And also, they said it was cracked.
Well, what did you make of that? So if he allegedly smashed it, what's the thought process there?
Well, if Timothy indeed is the one, and it sounds like he very well may have been, if he was the one who ditched the phone in the trash, they later found it in the lost and found, and he smashed it, that if he indeed did that, it shows somebody who's maybe panicking. Mm-hmm. It shows somebody who is inexperienced in crime, because smashing a phone, breaking the screen is going to do nothing. I've covered so many cases over the years where the electronics really tell the tale of what has happened in a case. And years ago, I covered a case back when electronic evidence was really becoming a big deal in these criminal cases. And I once had somebody who examines electronics tell me, it doesn't matter what you do to a computer, a phone, unless you literally break it and smash it and burn it. He's like, I can get stuff off of it.
Hey, that's 100% true. By the way, speaking about the phone, so using data from that phone, this agent said they were able to determine that Anna stopped reporting her vitals between 7:50 p.m. and 10 p.m. the night of November 6th. Why is that important?
Well, it's really important because it narrows down a time frame. And she could have simply taken off that watch. And it's important to point out that that agent didn't say specifically, he said it was that time frame. He said he couldn't remember the exact time that the vitals stopped transmitting to the app on her phone. But the vitals and what was transmitting will really tell a story here, because it may show a spike in Anna's heart rate. You can't imagine, Jesse, that she didn't fight back. So there may be huge spikes in her heart rate that show up with that Apple Health data, and it may show exactly when they believe, her heart stopped beating, and maybe it will show that rather than a belief that the watch was actually just removed from her body.
And you and I both know that evidence. We've seen that data come into other trials before, even to clear people of a crime, putting their location where they are or what they've been up to. It's pretty accurate too. So look, this is really an important moment in this case for people who have been following it. I know you're going to continue to cover it on Crime Fix, on Law and Crime. Angenette.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should point out, I haven't been the one covering it. Some, on the case has been covering it.
Just take the credit, okay? Just take the win, take the credit. You're covering it, you'll follow it. But yes, Chris Stewart has been doing a great job on it as well.
All right. Well, thanks, Jess. Thanks, Jesse, for having me.
You got it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.